Well, she's bemused. You know, she's got some experience, and she's not a public person, as you know. I mean, she went the entire campaign in 2008 with probably most Americans not knowing that she was the traveling chief of staff to Hillary Clinton. She's a remarkable woman. As my friend Heath Schuler once said about her, you know, I've outkicked my coverage. And, you know, that something like this would take on this type, that I would wake up this morning and see on a blog, you know, some of the attractive women that Anthony Weiner follows, and one of them is my sister-in-law. I mean, it's gotten bizarre. And I know that you're doing your job. You know, I get that. You're trying to follow the story. Maybe it's because it took place on Memorial Day weekend. There's a lot of pent-up demand or something like that. But I just would hope you'd understand that, you know what, sometimes things are what they appear. Sometimes a prank is a prank. And that's why I'm trying to treat it that way. But hopefully my marriage survives my first anniversary.
I hope it does too. I know you could have resolved this. You know, that performance yesterday was terrible with Ardena Bash.
I would agree with that. I mean, I thought.
I mean, calling Ted Barrett what you called him. You know, he's such a nice guy.
He was. Well, he didn't act it the other day. You know, listen. I have certain rights as a citizen, as a human being, to be treated with some level of respect. Someone yelling at me, someone hectoring me.
He wasn't yelling. He was just asking some questions.
No, he was actually hectoring me in the middle of Dana Bash's question. But let me just stipulate to this, rather than relitigating whether he is or is not a jackass. I'll leave it to someone else to decide. Let me just say this, is that I did not do that well yesterday, but look at it through my lens. Saturday, this thing breaks in the middle of the night, or in the wee small hours of Saturday. I tweet about it, basically a statement, I was hacked. Saturday, we put out a statement resolving questions about it. It wasn't me, you know, I don't know this girl, etc. The next day, well, we reported someone, put out a statement about that. The following day, Monday, this is our Memorial Day weekend, by the way. Well, Memorial Day weekend, we take a walk. There's some cameras out there staking out my house. Talk to them. There's a crew, I think, from CNN. Talk to them. So when I got here Tuesday, this notion that I don't care what's going on the House floor. I don't care what issues the middle class are facing today. I don't care what kind of challenges there are. We're going to talk to you about this, whether you like it or not. Okay, I had made a decision. I'm drawing a line. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. What did I draw it in too stern a way? Was I too taciturn? That's why you and I are sitting here today. That I regret the way that I handled it yesterday, and I'm trying to deal with it better today.
You still want to be mayor of New York?
Put it this way, it's the only better job than the one I have. And just imagine how many Weiner jokes will be in play, you know, when you become mayor. But, you know, the thing I'm really focusing on now is, you know, this is a tough 2 years coming up. The presidential re-election, I've got to get re-elected. And we have this really seismic battle going on, the likes of which I haven't seen in my 13 years in Congress, that, you know, the Republicans are really laying out a firm ideological stand. They're not trying to fudge it too much. That is diametrically opposed to the things I believe in, on Social Security, on Medicare, and the like. And it's that rare moment in American civic life where sides aren't blurring. They're really going to their corners, so there's a lot of work to do here, because I know which corner I'm in.
All right, we're going to leave it on that note. Just to recap, you didn't send that photo to that woman in Washington State?
I did not send it to that woman in Washington.
But you're not 100% sure whether the photo is actually you?
What I am going to say is that we're doing everything we can to try to answer that question, but we're doing an investigation. But I just want to caution you, you know, photographs can be doctors, photographs can be manipulated, can be taken from one place and put in another. And so, you know, and I want to make it clear. This is, in my view, not a federal case. In my view, this is not an international conspiracy. This is a hoax, and I think that people should treat it that way.
And you're still leaving open the possibility of going to law enforcement?
Look, as I've said a couple of times in this interview, that I've left this in the hands of people that know this stuff far better than I. I'm not treating it like a federal case. It doesn't look to me like one. It looks to me like what it is. When your name is Weiner, people do Weiner jokes about you on the internet all the time. Unfortunately, people get hacked and people, you know, identities get blurred all the time. And so I'm leaving it to them to do the investigation, but I'm certainly not treating it like a federal case.
Congressman, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You should have done this yesterday, by the way.
Touche.